So your kid has ADHD and you just cannot figure out how to keep them on task. I'm Kaylin from Goalie, and I'm going to talk about what the best planners look like for kids with ADHD in 2023. So what makes a good planner, and why does it have to look different for kids with ADHD? Many kids with ADHD have this thing called time blindness. They cannot understand the concept of time. You tell them 5 minutes, might as well mean 5 hours. The other thing that kids with ADHD struggle with is this concept of executive functioning. Staying on task, doing one thing at a time, and not getting overwhelmed is really hard. So finding planners that help them overcome the challenge of time blindness and executive dysfunction is important. Here's what each of them do and why they're all different. The idea is that kids can graduate from a visual schedule all the way to a reminder. Let's talk about each one of these and how your kid can grow to learn a task, break it down step by step, and eventually all you have to do is say, go do your homework, and they're gonna do it. A visual schedule breaks down a task into minute steps, and every single one of those steps has a visual, like a video or a picture, and a timer to help them understand how long that step of the routine should take. So if the routine is a math lesson, that whole visual schedule called math time will help them understand step by step how to get from A to B and accomplish that skill. Finding the best planner for kids with ADHD means finding something like Goalie, where we've actually thought through all of these concepts. How do we get kids from A to B, help them graduate in independence and learn skills independently, while also giving them a really clear outline of what their day is supposed to look like. After your kid starts mastering the visual schedules, you can turn that thing into a checklist. In a checklist, all the steps of the math lesson would be laid out on one screen. There are no pictures or videos, it's just all check marks, and your kid can actually decide which order. So they should know first do the lesson, then you do the homework, and they get to choose and check off things as they do them without having to have a timer for every single step. This is giving them another level of independence. Finally, once they're mastering the checklist, you can turn that thing into a simple reminder. They see the math lesson coming up, it's time for the math lesson, they get a notification on their Goalie tablet, which is dedicated to just learning apps, by the way, and then they know it's time for math and I know exactly what to do. The two other things on Goalie are the day planner and the First Then visual schedule. First Thens are amazing for younger kids who are just learning how to plan one step at a time. First, we do our math lesson, then we get a reward. First, we do homework time, then we get to watch a movie. The day planner is great for all kids. They get to see their entire day on Goalie laid out. On the day schedule, kids will see every single routine that they have throughout the day that you've scheduled at a certain time. So maybe the first one is getting dressed, then it's going to school, then it's reading lesson, math lesson, recess, and then they get to go home. To learn more about Goalie and all the other cool learning apps we've got on that tablet, go to getgoalie.com.